Sulaiman-too Sacred Mountain, Eastern Kazakhstan petroglyphs, gigots of Central Asia, equestrians and stunt performers.
Good morning. Welcome to Osh. We are at the main site of the city, the historical archaeological museum complex, which is located on Mount Sulaiman-too. It is known not only in Kyrgyzstan but also throughout Central Asia. It was included in the UNESCO's World Heritage Site due to its uniqueness and world cultural significance.
The
Mausoleum of Asif ibn Barkia is located on the eastern side of the mountains. According to the legends, this is the mausoleum of the Vizier of King Sulaiman. The legends say that Sulaiman prayed here, so the mountain was named after him. It is called the Throne of Solomon. Let's go. I will show you the ancient petroglyphs of this sacred mountain. Sulaiman-too was interesting for many travelers, scientists, including the most famous Zahreddin Muhammad Babur, who lived in the 16th century. He became the ruler of Fergana after the death of his father, then went to India, where he founded a new royal dynasty. Zahreddin Muhammad Babur, founder of the Timurids dynasty of Baburids, emperor of the Mughal dynasty, author of Babur name. In his famous book, Babur praised one of the most ancient cities of Central Asia, Osh. He called it clean and green. And on the summit of Sulaiman-too, he ordered to build a room for solitude. Hujra, the sacred mountain, has 5 peaks. In the center, there's a 2-story cave, which is famous through the whole world, and where the Zoroastrian temple was located. According to the legend, it is associated with the name of the prophet. We climbed to the top of Sulaiman-too to the sacred cave Rushan, which is popular among tourists. Let's go to our famous museum. Hello, Nazira. How's work? Thank you. Good. The religious beliefs of the peoples of the Fergana Valley are reflected in museum expositions. All exhibits were found during archaeological excavations. The finds include many samples of Chinese silk and ceramic cookware like this. During the Great Silk Road, the city of Osh was one of the major centers of medieval trade. Many merchant caravans passed this place, and in this coffin of 3rd to 4th century AD made from juniper, the mummy of the girl has been found. We are now in the cave Rushan, which in translation from Persian means light. The width of the cave is 22 meters and the height is 9 meters. It is the place where the followers of Zoroastrianism conducted their rituals. Here you see the petroglyphs of Sulaiman-too. Hundreds of them are on the mountain. These are images of the tree of life, the sun, argali, and snakes. Sunlight hit the natural Zoroastrian temple on the 2nd level of the cave, from dawn to dusk. As you can see, the cave is always under the sunlight, and from here you can look at the Fergana Valley. It has always been densely populated because of the fertile soil, which from the ancient times gives a rich harvest. Also, the place has the delightful nature and enough clean water. Throughout the day, the cave was bright. The sun worshippers performed rites here, and it was one of the centers of spiritual culture in antiquity. 3 regions of Kyrgyzstan belong to the Fergana Valley. The ancient crafts and the culture of cultivating the land by the inhabitants of the valley have always been deservedly admired. And now we will go down to the main part of the museum complex. We will see petroglyphs under the open sky, the historical and cultural heritage of this area. On the slopes of the Sulaiman-too mountain, more than 400 petroglyphs of different forms and different meanings were found. According to archaeologists, they belong to the 2nd millennium BC. Also, there are petroglyphs which were carved in the 16th and 18th centuries. The mountain was on the ancient Great Silk Road, and for Chinese merchants it was a kind of beacon, a sign of arrival at a major trading center. As you can see, drawings of animals, snakes and argali are carved everywhere. In general, animals play an important role in the life of Kyrgyz people. For example, we have the epic Toshtuk, and in this epic it is told that one person saved a whole village from starvation with his hunting skills. Be in harmony with nature is also said in the Manas epic. A young researcher of the Fergana Valley heritage, Hayrullah Ibaidullayev, is engaged in scientific work on the role of museums in the spiritual life of the people in our time. I studied to be a historian and never thought that I would work in the Sulaiman-too museum complex. We had a stereotype that only women work in museums. But as soon as I came here, I no longer wanted to leave these walls. Many employees have worked more than 15 to 20 and even 30 years. They cannot imagine life without Sulaiman-too. Here they spent their youth. They come here every day, even on weekends. They cannot stay at home. All life events, even personal ones, are connected with this mountain. I have been working here for 8 years. I will continue to work. God bless. Around the summit there are also unique petroglyphs. One of them is a horse with a golden head. Petroglyphs can be found not only on Sulaiman-too but also in other regions and neighboring countries. Repeatedly, similar petroglyphs were found in Kazakhstan, especially in the famous area of Tamgali, where you can see horses with golden heads. This proves the close links of the people who once inhabited the Central Asian region. The Kazakh Academician, the discoverer of the famous Saka burials in the Burial Mounds, Zainullah Samashov, recently reached the age of 70. But he's still full of creative energy and exploratory fervor. He still travels every summer to archaeological excavations in his native East Kazakhstan, and he plans several years of painstaking work.
For the
last 2 to 3 years, we are engaged in the study of rock carvings of the Tarbagatai region. We are particularly interested in the Shimaili area, which is several kilometers big. We found here multi-figure compositions. They belong to the Bronze Age.
Үлкен композициялардың ішінде әлгі қос аяқты әскери арбаға мініп алып, сонымен бір-бірімен атысып жатқан.
These compositions show exciting scenes of battles of chariot warriors against foot soldiers with bows and arrows.
Оған қарсы анау жаяу тұрып садақпенен атып жатқан.
These scenes have a lot in common with the ones found in the territory of the Mongolian Altai, says the archaeologist. At the same time, Kazakh petroglyphs have their own unique style, which also can be witnessed in applied art. Many people are interested in rock carvings of Tamgali. Sun-headed deities, anthropomorphic images in Tamgali are an interesting topic for discussion. There's a lot of talk about them because they are not fully explored. Rock paintings in the Tamgali are the most interesting images in Central Asia in a scientific way.
Осылардың төңірегінде көптеген әңгіме болады, өйткені бұл енді жалпы Қазақстандағы бүкіл орталық.
What are these images? Perhaps it is connected to the worship of God. Maybe this is the image of the sun god painted by the artists of that time. Or maybe it's just a mask which was worn on special occasions on holidays. Each version has a right to exist, but the mystery of these drawings has not been solved yet.
Таңбалда табылған әлгі күнбасты бейнелер Қазақстанда петроглифтердің.
There's still a lot of work ahead, but at the same time, everyone knows that they are somehow connected with the idea of worshipping the sun. Not only local scientists are trying to solve the mystery, but also their colleagues from Europe, Asia, and Austria.
Шешуге тырысады.
Hello, Bakai. How's your mood? Health? These are our colleagues, stuntmen of the Federation named after Usen Kudaibergenov. Let's go, we will show you our stable. This is our cult Bashap. He's been with us for 4 years. Already got used to him. Already performed some stunts. As we say, he's an old-timer.
Уже, как у нас считается, чистка лошади – это первое, что мы, чем мы заниматься начинаем.
Cleaning the horse is the first thing we begin training with.
Нашу тренировку, потому что лошадь.
Because the horse should always be clean and well groomed.
И лошадь.
And the horse should always be healthy, because at any time we can go to the shooting.
Уехать на съемки.
Kyrgyz stuntmen riders are famous far beyond their native country. They have mastered a special art of riding and also known for their courage and readiness for the most extreme tricks. Their skills were appreciated by tourists from Europe. What horse will we ride today? Today, probably this one. Later, we can switch. By the way, this is our guest from Switzerland, who is very interested in everything that concerns horses. Well, everyone, let's go to the arena.
Это новичок. И то успехи какие у нее.
This is a beginner, but she already succeeds.
Девушка, которая
A girl who is new to this business, she just started jumping on a horse.
вот запрыгивать на лошадь.
I was already riding a horse as a child. But here I learned much better to ride a horse because the nature is so beautiful. And the nature is similar to Switzerland, but here they have more horses. I am very impressed because they fall a lot. When you learn something, sometimes you fail, sometimes you succeed. But when they fail, they fall from a high level, right? So it can hurt you a lot, but still they get back up on the horse.
Мы сейчас будем отрабатывать.
We will now work out the element that is always used in combat and is often used in shootings. The spear hits the target on the jump.
Копье на скаку поражает мишень копьем.
We are starting the training. Stuntmen practice classic tricks which are more likely to refer to the so-called Jigitovka stunts on horseback. Special conditions are required to demonstrate more risky stunt elements. Besides, this is always accompanied by considerable risk, so that they are executed directly during filming or at national celebrations. When you start to train, there are times when you are ready to give up everything because you think it is beyond your power. And when it starts to work out, you get an irresistible urge to stunts again. In 2 months, I could master the initial skills and immediately took part in the World Games of the Nomads. Everything went perfectly well.
I myself have been fond of horses since childhood. First came here to look after these animals. Then, after seeing how stuntmen are training, I also began to train with them. I've been studying stunt art for 7 months now. If you're a Kyrgyz, you must be able to ride on horseback easily. It's good when you can glorify your country with this art. In general, doing sports is very good. This is the right path. It will not lead me to anything bad. The number of women in this harsh profession is extremely small. L.I. Chalabayeva is a rare exception. In addition to the work in the theater, she teaches at the Bishkek University of Arts. I met my student riding a horse and I asked him, "What are you doing here?" He replied, "I'm a stuntman." And I said, "I want to ride a horse." He said, "Sure, please." When I saw how our guys are training doing stunts on horseback, dangerous stunts, I said to myself, why can I not do this? I will learn this. It was really hard. Thanks to our guys, I learned a lot of tricks. There are no stunt women in Kyrgyzstan, and recently a musical film was shooting here, and I was invited as a stunt woman. I'm very happy. I'm also happy with him. The training is over. We need to put the props to the place so that it does not get wet.
Чтобы не промокло, лошадей расседлаем, пустимся и пустим.
Now we will put the props, unsaddle the horses, let them go, feed them and leave.
Едемся все по своим делам.
Some go home, some to
Кто
work.
куда, кто на работу, кто домой. Тяжелая чуть-чуть мишень.
The target is hard. If it is not hard, we should smash it in the first training.
Разбили бы вдребезги. Ну все.
Well, it's already evening. We need to reach home before dark. It gets dark quickly in the mountains.
Все-таки на лошади поездишь, с лошадью пообщаешься уже весь.
Well, after you ride a horse, talk to the horse. The stress is gone. Relax.
Релакс. Ну, мы сейчас едем.
Now we're going to Chonorik, where I live. There we pick up the children and go to the parents. Mom had a birthday the day before yesterday.
Они живут в Артасае.
They live in Ortasai. Younger brother just arrived in Ortasai. He came from Yakutia.
Младший приехал, прилетел с Якутии.
All the neighborhoods of the capital of Kyrgyzstan are visible from the mountains, at the foot of which parents' village located. For Sabar, these places are filled with memories of youth.
Здесь мы пасли лошадей.
Here we grazed horses in the early years of my stunt career.
Здесь тренировались.
Here, trained.
Joly, как говорится.
As they say, away from human eyes. As a child, I saw a Soviet circus on TV, where they showed stunts on horseback.
У меня была мечта вот делать так же, как и они.
I had a dream to do just like them. Now my dream has come true, I think. Since I was 16 years old, I'm already doing this art for 25 years.
Искусством. Как приезжаю сюда, меня сразу.
As I come here, it is like these 25 years have not happened.
5 лет не было, да, вот. Со второго класса я уже.
From the second grade, I was interested in the cinema art.
Кинематографом. В 92 году, когда снимали Чингисхан.
In 1992, when the film Genghis Khan was shot, I was invited for a role, and somehow it turned out that I was on horseback when Usen Baykya, Usen Kudaibergenov, a legendary stuntman whose trick was recorded in the Guinness Book of Records,
Которого занесен книгу рекордов Гиннесса.
And he said to me, "Do you want to work with us?" I say, "Of course I want," and that's how I started.
Конечно, хочу. И вот с этого у меня началось. В 1987 году я первый свой трюк сделал.
In 1987, I made my first trick on a horse, and then I had only stunt films like Genghis Khan. Italy made it.
Путь Абая, Казахфильм.
The Path of Abai Kazakh film. With the Koreans, we filmed several action films. The tricks were done on horses for explosions with automatic weapons and shots.
Взрывы с автоматами на выстрелы там. С казахскими каскадерами.
We also worked a lot with Kazakh stuntmen, with Kazakh cinematographers. They already know us. Many are sure, Usang guys, they will do the trick. They are already confident in us. One of the last films was The Sky of My Childhood, about the childhood of Nursultan Nazarbayev.
Многие вот вопрос задают, ваша профессия, ну,
Many people ask you and say your profession is degenerating with the advent of graphics. No, I say our profession will never degenerate, and it will not degenerate.
вырождаться не будет. Живые трюки.
Live tricks look more impressive and more believable than the ones made on a computer. The main part of the Kazakh stuntman is working in Almaty closer to Kazakh film. The art of the stunts on a horseback is also evolving in the north of the country, in a young capital where a new generation of future stuntmen is being brought up. Experienced writers who graduated the circus and cinematographic school of the legendary Kazakh masters teach him. So now we are preparing our horse. The rehearsal will begin soon. Before going to the arena, we have a rule. It is necessary to clean the legs of the horse from sawdust. Give me a leg. Good boy. It is important to clean carefully because then the whole arena can be in sawdust. Now the rehearsal will begin. Blummer and I are getting ready for it. Well, are you guys ready? Let's start. Now we will show you our tricks. Our artists perform a double side stand, now they will do the triple. Performances with horse riders are very popular among domestic and foreign viewers. They are loved by both an adult audience and very young guests of the capital's circus. There are no horses ready to stunt tricks or circus numbers right after they are born. We teach them everything. Therefore, it is not easy for us. On the one hand, we must be physically strong riders. On the other hand, skillful trainers. We train 2-3 times a day, and we train young generation. All today's tricks were performed by young artists. It was the third lineup. We have both the first and second lineups. Now they're on a tour abroad. The most difficult trick is a spinner. It is a spectacular trick that 5 people perform on 2 horses in the form of a pyramid. I always stood at the very top. Everything should be beautiful in the circus. We must not fall. Stuntmen are allowed to fall, burn in the frame, but our guys also acted in films. Chingiz Urmanbetov participated a lot in the shooting of foreign films. As he admits, the secret of the increased demand of Western film studios for stuntmen from Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan is very simple. It's just in our blood. In Europe, they perform such tricks as our stuntmen. Those falls burning. They use special effects. Our Asian stuntmen from Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan and Russia are highly appreciated there. They are constantly invited to Hollywood movies recently. The performances of female riders are always popular among audience. The fearlessness and elegance of their airs of the ancient steppe tradition of riding is truly admirable. There is a performance called Ladies' Trick. It is performed by girls. We carry out an acrobatic number on horseback and at the same time we collect handkerchiefs from the arena. It is very similar to the Kazakh national game Tenge Alu. When demonstrating the art of stunts on horseback, girls have a special role to represent beauty and grace. I was engaged in acrobatics for 5 years and then at age of 12 entered the circus college in Almaty. After 4 years of training, I decided to do horseback riding. Apparently, it's in our blood. My grandfather and my father rode horses. Thus, for more than 20 years, I've been practicing jigitovka. We performed in different countries, including Germany, France, and Austria. Several times we were in China. We won the International Circus Festival in Monte Carlo in 1999. I have 2 daughters. They are very fond of horses. I put the older daughter in the saddle when she was 4 months, and the second daughter at the age of 1. They really like riding horses. It's already night in a Bishkek suburb. After training, the Kyrgyz stuntman Sabar went to visit his parents with children.
Это моя мама любимая.
This is my lovely mother. As I said, she had a birthday the day before yesterday. They had guests, congratulated her 2 days. It was not enough time to congratulate. Guests need attention too.
Мен бул эми негизи башында баштаганда музыкальный мектепке бергенбиз. Мектептен окуду, бирок музыкага.
At first we gave him to a music school. Despite the fact that he had the ability and understanding of music, it soon became clear that he did not have a particular craving for this kind of art.
Таланты бар, бирок инструмент ойнобосо дагы түшүнүк бар. Бирок
Leaving his students at a music school, he chose a different path. He decided to become a stuntman. He sincerely loves his profession.
сүйгөн кесиби менен алектенип жүрөт. Эми Кудай буйрса ушундай улантып каскадерлоо эми.
The profession of the stuntman is unique. It seems to me it is impossible to master it theoretically by reading the appropriate literature. This is a very good, interesting, and fascinating profession. Recently, our stuntmen were in Turkey. Periodically, they receive invitations to different countries. They often perform in Kazakhstan, in the fraternal state for the Kyrgyz people. God bless, everything will be fine with them. And I think Sabar will continue to do what he likes.
Что мне дала работа?
What did the work of the stuntman give me?
Я уже начинаю ценить.
I'm already beginning to appreciate the separation when you leave for the shooting, sometimes for a few days. When you come home, when you are welcomed with joy.
Когда тебя так встречают, радостно. Сейчас молодые многие начали спортом заниматься.
Now many young people started to play sports. That's good. If you persist in doing something and you're not lazy, then you can achieve everything in any area that you like. There are a lot of projects ahead, including the cinema, and for the stuntmen, this is the main thing. Show must go on. And in everyday life, Sabar Dushen Aliyev chose work that gives him freedom of maneuvering, allows to go to the shootings to any place of the world at any time. When we're home and when there are breaks, I work as a taxi driver at SMS Taxi. And now many people ask me, you are the stuntman and are often shown on TV. Are you not ashamed to drive, work as a taxi driver? I constantly answer them, what's so shameful? It's a shame to steal, and it's never a shame to work. There are street sweepers. Thanks to them, our city's clean. The streets are clean.
Мечты, они вообще.
Dreams. You reach one. The second dream appears.
Как и многие люди, сына женить, как говорится.
Like many people, I want my son and daughters to get married and calm, worthy life.
Достойную старость. Коллеги из Казахстана.
Our colleagues from Kazakhstan are offering to make a film about stuntmen in spring.
Мы не могли не откликнуться, потому что этот фильм про нашу работу.
We could not help but respond, because this is a film about our work.
Человек за кадром всегда.
The stuntman is always the person behind the scenes. Many people do not know how they look.
Если этот проект пройдет, то мы уже.
If this project passes, then we ourselves will be involved in our film, and everyone will start to recognize us as, for example, Jackie Chan.
Лицо, как, например, того же Джеки Чана.